Now, we're having a lot of fun in the kitchen. We got just a few minutes to make the chocolate just like it needs to be, but you know what? Here on our small farm, we're trying to do as much as we can to get what we have here on our table. That being said, Jensen Wiche has helped us in the past, and the day has finally come where she brings her lambs to the farm and they become our lambs and our brood stock for the future. You know what, we've talked about this for a long time. Guess what?
It's happening.
It's happening. We got babies.
I mean, it's obvious it's happening, right? Look at us, we're all like soaking wet.
Some very interesting things that we're going to talk about right off the bat today. You've already done some hoof trimming, which is part of the maintenance that
we didn't want to embarrass ourselves, so we did 2 of them at home. And we were saving one to get you all trained on it, because that's going to be one of the things that you're going to need to do a couple times a year.
Right.
And with 3 of them, you know, it'll be a snap for the most part. It gets harder as they get older and heavier, that sort of thing. But still, since you're maintaining a small flock, it shouldn't be overwhelming.
Now, we talked about the pig pen, and you said that's a good thing to have right now.
I think it's awesome, yeah.
So we can bribe them in there if we need to do maintenance.
Right.
So
see how we have these panels? We brought these along so we could have a nice little crowded area, but you have the pig pen where you could get them with feed into a corner, because the more crowded you can get them, the easier it is to work with them. If they can get up any sort of running start, bam, right? Or they can pop over something too.
Oh, wow.
So it's safer for the animals and it's easier for us and safer for us if you've got a small crowd.
We decided to go a little small and then expand. You said that probably a week or so
a week or so on this, yeah. So once this clover takes off, they'll like that. So, but no, you've got plenty of stuff, and when they go into the thickets, that'll be awesome. They'll like the shade, they'll like eating all the stuff that's in there, they'll like the trees to rub on. In here, they've got this to rub on. They'll eat the foliage of the trees, they'll enjoy all that. So shall we see if we can get them out?
Let's see.
All right, like I said, you never know what's gonna happen with lambs, okay?
Exactly.
So. And if you get one to go, you can usually get more to go. What you do is you get them on their rump, and that kind of disables them.
So this area in between the 2 toes, I guess, if you will, is pretty sensitive, but you do try to get some of this gunk out of here, especially if it's wet and muddy, because it'll cake in there. But you can see where this is overgrowing the soft portion of the pad, which is kind of sensitive. So this is growing along the edge there. So we'll just trim that up to where it's even with the pad.
Now, is that a special tool you're using that's made just for that?
Yes. And so you're just trying to smooth this off back above the pad.
So you say once, twice a year?
It depends. I would say probably as they get older, wouldn't you say maybe 3 times a year?
Yeah, especially if you're on soft pasture where they're on grass and mud a lot. It would tend to stay wet. If it does stay wet, you want to keep an eye on that, because they'll get a lot of gunk in here. And if you cut too short, you will get a little bit of bleeding. It's not a huge deal. Obviously, they'll react to that, and it makes you feel bad. Kind of like cutting your fingernails too short.
What?
Now, I know that you got some. Oh, wait.
You ready to eat some grass, aren't you? Hold on, baby.
Now the tails stay long.
Tails stay long because it's a hair breed. It's nice for them to have tails because they can swat flies and all that. But if you started to see a lot of manure on them, then you would want to pay a little closer attention to see if something else was going on.
As I have researched and talked to you and other people, these are one of the easiest.
They are, sure, but things can go wrong. But you have 3, you'll be able to really observe, and observation is key, yeah.
So you gave me a little tip that was really kind of made me happy. We had the water that we use for the pigs, and you said a small bucket like this, they can't get into it.
Right.
They won't get their feet into it, because they like to get into it like any animal, I guess.
They do, yeah.
And that's easy for me to handle with one arm when I have to dump it out. So that's fine for water, just keep it fresh.
Plus they don't really drink that much.
Now you told me to get some sheep mineral.
Sheep mineral.
Should I keep that in the enclosed area?
Yes, so it doesn't get rained on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how much do I put out at a time?
You want to have it available to them at all times, so you'll just have to gauge that. And feeding them a little bit of ration, like cracked corn or some sort of formulated sheep feed, is not a bad idea. I wouldn't give them a lot, because that's when you start to have higher chances of messing up their rumen. And that's, you know, the point is having a grass-fed animal, not having to put a whole bunch of inputs into it. But it trains them. I mean, I love these little buckets, these little tub trugs, because they're easy. And I usually use a purple one, so they see me walk out with that purple bucket, and they're like, somebody will go bah, and they know their different sounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you need to be alert, or do you need? Oh no, there's food. Oh, that's what she's saying. Come on. So they come running to you. So if you give them a little bit of a ration every evening, that will train them on. See, are you paying attention? We love these. They've made our life a lot easier.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's get these girls out in the field.
All right. Be free!
Janine.
Tim.
We did it.
We did do it.
Now
They're happily eating grass.
You show me a few tricks, and I'll get online. I'll do some reading. I know UK has some great information out there, and I will try not to bug you and Andy any more than we absolutely have to.
No, it's okay. That's what you'll be doing.
Right over there. That right there. Now see, that's entertainment.
It is.
I mean, I don't know what it does, but your blood pressure just gradually sinks into nothing. And we don't do this on a huge farm. We've got less than 20 acres here.
Right, so do we.
And there's so much you can do. Well, I thank you so much, and Andy, for helping us out and getting us started. And now let's just watch and see what happens.
That's right.
We're gonna have babies at some point.
I know, and then you'll have food. And at the end of the day, after a hectic day, you get to come here, and this is the cheapest therapy you can get.
Oh yeah.
Watching sheep graze grass.
And you know what? I may put one of my other panels over there and let the chickens go over there.
There you go. And then when you get the dog, you'll really be set, and nothing will be messing with you.
Thanks so much.
You too. Thanks.
American pride, higher than the Rocky Mountains. I'm not afraid to show mine. American pride. American pride.
Diamond gusset jeans made in America with American pride.
At Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen, we love to cook on the original Salt Rocks grilling plate. Perfect for your use on your grill, in your oven, on your cooktop, or at a campfire. Using Salt Rocks grilling plates makes an ordinary meal extraordinary. You cannot get it wrong. For exceptional tasting meats, vegetables, fruits, sweets, and more, start cooking with the original Salt Rocks grilling plate now. Order online at www.saltrocks.com or visit timfarmerscountrykitchen.com and visit our store.